Alright, this video shows you how to access some of the other tools in your online textbook, whether it's a graphing calculator or viewing the practice quizzes or the questions for the lesson quizzes we take each day, or you need additional practice because you're struggling with a topic. So you've logged into your textbook. You're going to click go to the online textbook. And first we're going to talk about the tools. If you look over here on the far right side of your screen, you see tools. We've got algebra tiles, a graphing calculator, a scientific calculator, and a multilingual glossary. So if we go to the graphing calculator, it's going to pull up a graphing calculator for you. And right here you can type in, for example, number 14 from last week's test was 2x minus 1. And it asks you to make a table and graph. So I could put 2x minus 1 and click enter. Click the equal sign. There we go. And then I click graph, not enter, sorry. And it draws the graph for me, and all I would have had to do is choose the multiple choice answer that matches. And then here's my table. It goes from -5 all the way down to 4. I could also change it if I needed to know what 10 was. It would tell me. Or if I needed to know what -1000 was, it would tell me. I can zoom in. I can zoom out. Okay, you got all kinds of different things on here. You can also tell your graph to be bigger. This is your y-axis minimum and maximum. And ticks tells you it's going to put a little black line every 10 units. Then you have your intersection. Maybe if you have two equations, we'll be learning about this next 6 weeks when we're doing systems of equations. Say maybe you have 14x plus 5. We graph that line. And then we go to intersection, and it tells us that these 2 points will intersect. There's my red graph, my green graph. There they are. Pretty cool. Then you can also just plot points. 3, 4. Plot it. There it is. Okay? So that's your graphing calculator. Now, what if you wanted to preview the questions from our lesson quiz and pre-work them all out so that way you're not so freaked out when you come to class? That's going to be under the additional practice. This tab right here. Click it. And there's no additional practice for this chapter because we're on chapter 0. So currently we're doing linear functions, chapter 5. And I click go. And it brings me to this one. I have an interactive practice test over the whole chapter. I have Texas Know It Notebook. That's a set of blank notes that you just fill in the blank. They're pretty cool. But over here, you go to the section we need. So let's say 5-1. I click the little plus sign, and I get an interactive practice quiz just for that lesson. So if you click that, it's going to bring up some quiz questions. And it's going to bring up some quiz questions. Now? Nope. There it goes. All right, and it will give you 5 questions and give you a score. So that's extra practice. Then there's a practice worksheet. There's all of that. And then you go to Texas problem solving. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the problem solving, you'll find multiple choice questions. This is where I get your quizzes from. This is where my questions come from. And then you see them again when you take your test. So there they are. All for you to practice. Okay? You also have an end of course exam test prep right here you can work on. All kinds of extra help. If you wanted to watch another video, maybe you didn't quite get it when I did it and you need somebody else to explain it, they'll explain each example in your book. So for example, we were doing 5-2 and you needed somebody else to explain how to substitute in the zeros. You can bring up that video and you'll get a little video tutor. Just going to pop up on the screen here. Loading, and we're loading. Patience, patience. There he is. So that's Professor Berger, and he helps explain things. You can see his face, you can see what he's writing all at the same time. So if you need extra video help, there's that. So that is your online textbook. Okay. Also down here, you've got activities that go with it, and they tell you about the Inspire calculator that we have in class. So that's your online textbook and all the extra stuff that goes with it.